and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Some people give more justice than this as well.
It was so nice having I took the screens open.
Okay, consideration of any change and or additions to the agenda. The only change I have is at reports, 6D, the Planning Commission has no update, so that is scratched. And ongoing business, approve the 250th Vermont Statehood Town Resolution, that has been completed, signed, and approved.
There's one additional thing, which is just an FYI to the select board, that T-Mobile is gonna co-locate on the Monopine cell tower. And that's really just an FYI. They're seeking the state permits, there's no local permitting.
Okay.
It's really just to let you know, so I don't know if you wanna add that or just
We can have that in,
reports or something.
announcements.
Yeah, announcements.
Yep. Okay. Jeff, Diana, any additions? Okay. Approve the February 7th, 11th, and 25th minutes. Is there a motion?
I make the motion that we approve the February 7th, 11th, and the 25th minutes as written.
I'll second it. The ayes?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, reorganization. Select board chair.
I nominate Mark Turco.
Does he have a choice?
Well, it's been nominated.
I did. Is there a second?
I second it.
The ayes?
Aye.
The ayes have it.
Congratulations. It was a hard fought contest.
That was quick. I should have started out with I make a motion.
It's the only chance you had.
Tree warden.
That is Phil
Currently
Crane.
Phil Crane.
I don't know.
Is Phil on there?
I'm gonna make a motion to nominate Phil Crane as tree warden.
Second the motion.
The ayes?
Aye.
Aye. E911 coordinator.
I'm turning it over to the listers because David does the measuring and it'd be a lot easier if they just did it. And I talked to Mary and Ann and they agreed they would be willing to do it.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Do we need to name an individual?
I think it's an
It might
individual,
need to be an individual.
a single individual.
Even if they end up sharing the work.
Yeah. So we can put Ann Hanson in as the main one and David's gonna do the measuring.
Okay. Is there a motion?
Okay, I make the motion that we nominate Ian Hansen for the E911 coordinator.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
The ayes?
Aye.
Aye. Hopefully Ann will accept. 911 measuring responsibilities. I'll make a motion to nominate Dave.
I'll second the motion.
The ayes?
Aye.
Aye. RCS WD representative and alternate.
Right now it's Chad and Bobby. Right, Bobby, are you still the alternate? Yeah.
Does Chad want to continue?
I don't know.
I actually took over for Chad.
Oh.
Okay.
And Chad was gonna still be the alternate, but I don't
Okay.
know if that's,
I'm sure he's happy to be the alternate if you wanna be with him.
yeah.
Okay, is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to for Clinton Woolley to be the representative and Chad Farrar to be the alternate.
Second it.
The ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
Don't know what it is.
Solid Waste District. The Rutland County
Solid Waste District. Designate employer representative.
So that has been me, but it should be Will.
Yep.
Going forward, and will have all the login for the random drug testing portal.
Okay.
Should we introduce Will too?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Just gonna sit here mysteriously.
Yeah, shame on us. So I'd like to introduce Will Knott as the new admin for the select board.
Alright.
Good.
Thank you, by the way, for accepting the position. So is there a motion?
I'll make a motion that we, have Will Knott as
Thank you.
designated employer representative.
I'll second the motion.
The ayes?
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Newspaper of record.
That's been Vermont Journal.
Yep. So is there a motion to continue with the Vermont Journal? Or is there discussion?
It's a difficult thing because if we tried to do the Rutland Herald, we had the same issues as we do the
Correct.
Vermont Journal. So
Correct.
Vermont Journal, it is. I make a motion that we accept Vermont Journal as a newspaper of record.
I'll second it. The ayes?
Aye.
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 Assistant town clerks?
Okay, Sue Cavallo, Diana Garrow, Nancy Connor, and Ann Hanson are the ones I've appointed.
Is there a motion?
Yeah, one of the assistants is very
Assistant, you want
Get Sue.
I can't do it.
By herself.
You guys have to do it.
Cavallo, Nancy Connor,
I'm
Diane.
here, it's only
and who was the,
one
and
Ann
Ann Hanson.
Hanson.
Ann Hanson.
I'll make a motion to appoint assistant
That
town
one,
clerks,
yeah.
Sue Cavallo, Nancy Connor, Ann Hanson, and Diane Garrow.
I'll second it. The ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
You're elected any entry.
Assistant town treasurers.
You have David Johnson and Don Augustine.
Is there a motion?
So move.
I'll make a motion.
Make it easy, what the heck?
I'll make a motion that Dave and Don is assistant treasurers.
I'll second it.
The ayes?
Aye.
Aye. Set day and time of regular meetings. I'm okay with the second Tuesday at 6. I'll make a motion for the second Tuesday of the month at 6. Is there a second?
I'll second.
The ayes?
Aye.
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 That's AM, right?
Sure.
That works for me. 6 p.m. Set public posting places for warnings.
This would be what?
Town office.
They're
Town
currently
office.
The town office, the Belmont Post Office, and the Mount Holly Post Office.
Okay, I'll make a motion for posting places for the warning is the town office, Mount Holly Post Office, and Belmont Post Office.
Second.
The ayes?
Aye.
Aye. Designate signer and authorization for orders.
I can continue if you'd like.
I'll make a motion that Diana Garrow continues for the signer and authorization for the orders. Is there a second?
Second.
The ayes?
I think as part of that, in the past, we've also included the treasurer's authorization to do payroll taxes, postage as needed.
I'm okay with that. I'll make a motion to amend the motion. For signers and authorization for orders, Diana Garrow, Liz, and Don, is it, or no?
Yeah, it would be for the,
Don and Dave?
correct, as needed to do payroll taxes and postage.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
The ayes?
Aye.
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 Well, that was painless and quick going through the reorg. Okay, moving on to reports. Is there any discussion or questions first on the reorganization? Okay, now we'll move on to the reports. Highway and transfer station report, Clinton?
Transfer station, I was thinking about, March 30th for the last Sunday. And April 2nd for the first Wednesday. For the summer hours.
Good, the guys can have Easter Sunday off.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then highway, we did have a few frozen culverts with the rain and the thaw, that we were able to unplug. I did have to go buy a small generator because we couldn't run the pressure washer for the steam without having a pump pressure to the steam, or to the pump on the pressure washer, so we ended up having to go get a small generator for that, and we can use it throughout the summer when we're out doing roadside mowing and whatnot. And that's, I mean, we're gearing up for spring and hopefully, and
How you coming along with the warming shed for the transfer station?
as soon as it thaws out and we can get that other one moved, we can be able to switch things around.
Any questions for Clinton on the highway and transfer station? Thank you, Clinton. Treasurer's monthly income and expense report, Liz?
So at the end of February, we're 2/3 of the way through our fiscal year. We did, last month, the board approved a project cost estimate for Beaver Meadow. And they were quick to turn that around and we received the cash. It's 90% of the federal disbursement, which is 90% of the final project total. So that is now on the balance sheet. You'll see there's a separate account under cash, other funds, and that will be there for when we're ready to proceed and move forward with that project, which feels good to have the cash in hand. That was a very quick turnaround as well, and they're working to at least do a soft close from the federal end for that disaster for the town, and requested that I submit an estimated management cost, which is the administration costs associated. So depending on how quickly that they turn that around, we might have an additional fund sitting there just because there'll be some monies that weren't spent yet, but they've decided to give us. Otherwise, we continue to have steady progress receiving delinquent taxes. It slows down as time goes by this time of year, but there's still good progress again in the month of February. That, and we've got our first prepaid property taxes for next year too, which start around this time. We don't have too many people who participate in that, but always nice to see that year turnover start. As far as income, switching over to the profit statement, that FEMA income will show up on this year. We will have to have a single audit at the close of this fiscal year. I did email the auditor and let them know, the partner for the audit to give them fair warning. I don't expect that to be an issue, but you never know because a single audit is a much more intensive request, but we should be covered by our current engagement contract with them. And those are the big activities of note. We continue, of course, the town highway crew continues to be busy, doing things like clearing out culverts, but hopefully the plowing is coming to an end. You never know.
Never can tell.
Right.
It's only March.
I know, it's nice today, so it feels hopeful, but I won't change my tires over, I promise. And just ongoing repairs, maintenance. Don't think, there's nothing that's major of note in this month. We got our final road salt bills in. That's probably the most exciting thing, and we came in just about at budget for the season for our road salt, so. Nothing really of note on that. Just expect it to be a final number. And the next few months, we'll be making our remaining and major payments to the school and to the state education fund, so our cash balance will be quickly depleting.
Any questions for Liz? Clinton, how are we on road material for the upcoming mud season? And I'm only asking because I know SLC is very short on material.
Yeah, no, I called, Monday to find out Casella's hours. So yeah, we're gonna start hauling some summer materials here. I took the wing off my truck so we can start hauling that. We do still have some in outside services if we need to, but.
I just have a feeling about the frost being deep. So, okay, if no questions for Liz, we'll move on to listers reports. David Johnson.
So tomorrow we'll finish sending out our initial notices to the people that we identified as needing to be appraised, and in the snowbanks where you couldn't see over them, you weren't too anxious, but we all got spring fever today, so they'll be out in the mail. And so the inspections will start right after the 1st of April. Spring continues. Let's see, we have 74 that we might need to visit. There's probably a few of them, when you go over it with the appraiser, we can do it right here in the office, but 74 is the max. So that's a little less than last year.
Any questions for David? No, Dave? Okay. Moving on. US Forest Service update, Martina Burns.
So Martina hasn't arrived yet. She should be going. She was coming up from our district office in Manchester. I think she'll be here in a second. Let's see. Yep, here she comes.
That worked right to the, that worked. That was quick.
We clap when she comes in.
Here's the rest of our crew.
Welcome, Martina.
Sorry, I thought we were on at 6:30, so we
moved a little faster than we anticipated.
Okay.
It's a good thing you came a little early.
Yeah. Give me 1 sec. Oh, man.
Can we skip ahead to the transfer station hours? We already took care of that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I,
Yeah, we can skip that one because we've already done that.
yeah, do you mind?
Give them a minute to.
Can we stand, where's a good place to stand?
Stand with you. Or actually probably this side, so.
Okay.
Yeah, see it on the TV, right?
Okay, I've never been here to the office. It's nice to meet everyone. Hello, everyone. I'm Martina Barnes, and I brought some folks here with me as well. I'll introduce, I don't know if you guys want to introduce. I'm Martina Barnes. I'm the district ranger on the Manchester Ranger District, which covers approximately where Route 4 is and on the northern boundary to all the way down to the Massachusetts border, like Pownell, Stamford area. So Mount Holly is one of about 29 towns that are in the Manchester Ranger District, and we just brought a map which we can leave here with you today. I don't know if you guys want to quickly introduce yourselves too.
Yeah, sure. I'm a recreation program manager, Steve Pitlick.
Stacy Stratton, I'm the timber program manager in the district.
So yeah, we just wanted a chance to give you a really brief update, and I know you have a lot of other business to cover, but on some of the active projects we have going on in Mount Holly. And like I said, we can always follow up with more details if needed, but Stacy here is going to talk about specifically the timber sale, but we have not a right in Mount Holly, we don't have a ton of, we have a lot of activity, but like projects I just wanted to mention tonight are a snowmobile bridge replacement on Corridor 7. This is an area that was, or a bridge that was not in pretty bad shape, so that should hopefully be replaced pending funding this summer. It has required a little bit of a reroute in that area, in that section, and Steve, right, I mean.
Yeah, I'll provide a few more details.
Okay, yeah, oh, that would be great, yes, so Steve, go ahead.
So yeah, before we jump into timber here, I'm taking
Oh
out
no, we're losing it.
maps.
We've got a dangling frame, we'll
you
fix
guys
that.
want to look at.
That's okay, Dennis will fix it.
There's a couple other maps here.
Oh,
But-
let's see.
Basically, the recreation priorities in Mount Holly include public access trails, trail bridges, and dispersed recreation. We have one recreation site, Meadowbrook Trailhead off 155. It's got the TH on there. We manage and maintain the Corridor 7 trail. It's about 60 miles long in partnership with VAST. It's located in the White Rock National Recreation Area that has a big recreation focus. It connects to the Okemo State Forest right along 155. So you guys are the start of it on our forest. But as Martina mentioned, we replaced this year along Greendale Road, Forest Road 244. That project was about $95,000. But unfortunately, due to a critical finding with a bridge inspection just west of Greendale Road at mile point 6.725 on Corridor 7, that section of trail was closed. On our VAST maps, this section right here. So we had to come up with a reroute this winter, but we have the funding in place for the replacement of that bridge. Our engineers surveyed it last fall. Here's some of those pictures. Basically, the beam on the bridge got destroyed. It's a telephone pole stringer, but the flooding from July of 2023 took that out. So we weren't comfortable with sending groomers and motorized equipment over that bridge. But we do have the funding. It'll be replaced this year. We'll get that trail section back open. Should be reopened in December when snowmobile season starts. Might be January, we'll see what the snow looks like. It was good this year, definitely a lot of sleds out, so we're really hoping to get that back. But some of the other bridges we're looking to fund, we have requested funding for it. It's just over the western line, but as you go out, Corridor 7, and then there's another one, it's called the Government Field Bridge. And you see those are called out there. So basically, in the next few years, we should have 4 critical snowmobile bridges along Corridor 7 replaced. And then we had some emergency disaster relief also from that 2023 flood. Better late than never. We just got it recently, but Corridor 7 is going to receive $250,000 in total. And there is a little section of Greendale Road that also should see about $7,000 for that. So yeah, once these are completed, we should be more resilient for flooding, meeting the 100-year storm events, and also federal highway transportation standards for motorized trail bridges and modern grooming equipment. So,
Awesome.
you know, the telephone pole stringers, they don't really meet the standard, but they lasted quite a while, and we're trying to upgrade those. The groomers are wider, and a lot of the sleds and some of the equipment they do maintenance with, the UTVs are heavier, so they serve their purpose, but now we're trying to get them up to standard. So, thanks.
Very good.
Thanks, Steve, for that much more involved, or detailed explanation. And yeah, and I'll let Stacy talk about the timber sale, and I can just briefly mention some prescribed burning that we have.
Sure.
But yeah, go ahead, Stacy.
So here, the green polygons, we'll call them the squares, it's called the West River Timber Sale, and it's part of the early successional habitat. It's a project name that we have, and so what we're trying to do is get young growth on the forest, which is lacking for songbirds and other wildlife that needs those things. So we did a harvest this winter in the Greendale Rose White Pine Stand. So we'll start surveys on there this summer to see what wildlife is moving in. And we did, I don't know if anyone ever goes over to Blackwood Road or Chapin Road over on Wallingford there. It's like we did a harvest out there too. It's called Bully Brook. And this is similar to that. So if you want to see what it's going to turn out and things like that, that's a good place to go look. Or you can talk to Martina, we can give you a map, or we can show you what we're doing. So that's all this here. There is another sale that's going to be, I got a 5-year plan here, I'll leave at the desk, but off from Beaver Meadow Road, but that's more than 5 years out, so we don't have any work on it yet. And again, that's going to be just for wildlife oriented. And to remove the trees for the wildlife, now we have a product to sell, and that's where it turns into a timber sale. So, but it's a wildlife oriented project.
Awesome, thank you, Stacy. Yeah, we can, 'cause I know we don't want to go, but yeah, go ahead.
Did you do up on Camp Road
Yes.
this year?
No, we have part of the sales up there, it's up here, but we didn't harvest up there this winter.
Oh, okay.
That's, Sheehan and Sons purchased the sale, and so they're just, whatever they have, I guess they had a white pine market this year, and sometimes it's hardwood, but yeah, it's a 5-year contract, but some have been extended, due to, weather concerns, like, we have a sale administrator that goes out there and he's like, no, it's too wet to be out in the woods, we don't want any ruts.
Yeah.
Or we say, sorry, we don't want you in this time of year, so they just can't operate. And so we do extensions. And the last couple, we've had have gone an extra 4 years. The previous president gave extensions to all timber sales for those reasons, as long as they're trying to cut.
Yeah.
No,
I was just asking because I knew they were talking about it, and I didn't know if they got up there this winter.
No, I try to contact, the local residents on the road to let them know something's going on, ahead of time.
Yeah.
Again, I've only been here 10 years. Before I got here, it wasn't quite like that. Like, people just got surprised by a bunch of machinery showing up. I don't like that. I like to go out and meet people first. But this is one reason Martina wants to go out to all the select boards and, again, present these projects so people can, if they got questions, they can ask. But I do have the 5-year plan in my hand. I got 5 copies if anyone's interested.
Okay.
Yeah, and then just want to mention, we do, and you might have noticed, last spring we did burn over in Tarbellville area, and we're planning to do some tentatively, it's not a final yet, but planning to do some spring burning here the next month or 2, depending on the conditions. Also, again, maybe in Tarbellville and what we call Beaver Meadows, so about 10 acres there, 25 acres down there. So we're still working with our fire staff to identify the areas, that were burning on the district.
And they get the information for like the town fire wardens from the state.
Yeah.
And so we've had a lot of problems in the past, either people that don't have that job anymore, they've got like the wrong phone number down, and so we do the best we can, so sometimes we show up in the town and start burning, and people are like, well, where's that? So just always make sure you're stopping for the state's update. They want to make sure we call you, we don't want you to get calls, hey, where's all the smoke coming from?
I can usually figure out what's going on.
Yeah, well, but
Just
still.
by the smoke.
But yeah, just from the smoke, yeah, a lot of it, a lot of stuff. If you have your information on there, it's just a quick check, because that's the only place we have to get things from.
So, yeah, so I think that's basically it, on the district, we're still, just in case you're wondering, for now, everything is still, we're doing our normal project work and continuing, we're not fully staffed, but we have our critical staff right now to get the work done that we're planning to get done, and so, we're just hoping that continues and we're able to still, meet our mission. And if you have specific questions regarding, these projects or anything else that's happening on the district, please contact me or Steve or Stacy, and we can leave, like I said, we'll leave this map with you, we'll leave some copies of our, 5-year plan, which is, definitely subject to change depending on, resource availability, but at least gives you a snapshot of what we've got planned in the future for timber. And then, if there's any questions on the recreation front, reach out to Steve.
Very good. So I have a question, because I'm the official people here with the official map. So a lot of people don't realize that Mount Holly touches 6 towns. No other town in the state touches that many towns. And when they conserved land a couple of years ago, we understood that we might touch a little piece, a corner of Andover. And we didn't know if, I've got my contact information here, if you don't see it there, but that would make 7 towns. That would give us an even more one-up. And since you've got the map, here's my question, here's my contact information. If you can't see where it touches Andover on that map.
I don't think this one's big enough. Yeah, this is more zoomed in, just like,
Okay.
so it's probably,
Okay.
it's
But
not
I'll leave it
shown
this so we just need to know, because it's a trivia question. It's a trivia question in other places, and we're pretty proud of it. One more thing.
Steve's gonna try to look it up, but I don't even know if he doesn't know it. Yeah, well, there's no national forest in it.
Wasn't the conservation for Fish and Wildlife, Dennis?
Yeah, there was 100 acres.
One parcel that went to Fish and Wildlife.
Little joint. A little joint.
So I'm not sure if it's in forest.
A little point.
I might be Fish and Wildlife.
Well, I don't want to hear from you guys, I want to hear from the official.
He just confirmed it's there.
It's there?
Yep.
So maybe you don't need this.
Well, we'll still take it.
I'd like it in writing.
Okay, Dennis.
So we get 10% of whatever your winnings are.
Winnings, but
You're shut down.
I'd like to see it in writing. So it's pretty much the corner that touches Andover is
Yeah,
a little
we
piece
can
of
send
private, but
you a
it's mostly goes
screenshot
on to state
and
land.
an email.
Yeah, that would be great, because that was our understanding when they did that conserved land a couple of years ago.
There was one question.
What's that?
Great.
Thank you.
Yeah, just to really give you a quick, yeah.
Well, not necessarily a question, I want to know if Phil will ask, because he's the head of Recreation Commission that they got going here. And I know they're talking about either horses or on the snow, I believe it was on trails, snowmobile trails at some point. So, there you go.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, guys.
Turn it up, Phil.
Hold on.
No, it's not Phil.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead, Phil.
Hello, there he is.
There's,
I was just saying that there's a lot of cross-country skiing that goes on up there. And we would be very interested to get a debrief from you guys at some time in the not too distant future, so we can let our community know about what's going on.
Yeah, sure. All of our winter use trails are generally open to Nordic skiing, snowshoeing, hiking, and then motorized use.
We know that, but we'd like to be able to get what your plans are in a more formal way, so we can get it out to our town council.
Maybe I can get your contact info from whoever I was in touch
It
with.
was me. If you
Okay.
write to that same email address, it will be Will who responds.
Okay.
But he can connect you with them.
Perfect. Yeah, we can set that up, no problem.
Any more questions? Thank you very much. Nice meeting you all.
And have a good rest of your meeting.
Yes.
Good timing. Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, we can provide this recreation opportunity guides.
Okay,
Consider
great.
that one trailhead, but a lot of the access is from the Longford Farm trailhead, and then you ski into Mount Holly.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, we can get you some.
Okay, same email address Martina used is fine. Okay, yeah.
Careful of that picture, Liz. Careful
I just fixed it.
of that picture.
That's an antique. I fixed the frame and everything.
Oh, yeah.
No rivers here.
Okay, going on to new business.
No worries.
It's set the spring, summer transfer hours, which we already did. Switches over to the summer hours. March 30th is the last Sunday. April 2nd is the first Wednesday.
Mark, did you skip the planning commission report?
They don't have an update.
You don't have an update.
It was crossed.
You weren't listening in the very beginning, were you, Dave?
He was hoping.
Okay, so the new business again is the transfer station, summer hours, March 30th is the last Sunday. April 2nd will be the first Wednesday. Okay, ongoing and old business, review quotes for
April 2nd?
Yes.
April 2nd, yes. Ongoing and old business, review the quotes for the limb removal on Howland Farm Road.
So we went out to 2, we only got 1. And I think he went out with Bodie, so they talked it through, and he was recommending just take the tree down because he said it's totally dead. So taking just the limb would be half the cost of taking the whole tree down, and then you'd have to revisit it, so he's just suggesting taking it down. And then there was one more tree on the side.
Yeah, it's a maple tree on, Beaver Meadow Side Parker. It's a maple that's like right in the middle of where we need to put a new culvert. And we've gotten permission from Garrels to cut it so that we can actually move that culvert off that corner that our trucks have a hard time making in the winter. Yeah, and that was 800 to take that down. So.
Okay, so both trees are 800 each for a total of 1,600.
Is that preparation to do that project, or is it?
No, this is just
Just a
an
culvert.
ongoing culvert that's been bad and, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Different.
Different culvert.
Yeah.
So we did reach out to 2, we only got 1.
We thought it was something different.
So is there a motion to accept the bid to remove both trees?
I'll make the motion to accept the bid to remove both trees from GM Tree Tech.
Is there a second? I'll second it. The ayes?
Aye.
Aye.
I have a question.
Yes,
Is that for the whole tree?
yes.
Whole tree.
Two vultures.
So, moving on to citizens' comments. Concerns?
There's still daylight.
Oh,
Yes.
citizens' comments or announcements.
I haven't got there yet.
Yeah.
Announcements. Okay, now moving on to the announcements and other business. And again, T-Mobile is adding antennas to the cell tower. So they're filing for the permits
Yep.
to do so. So those that have T-Mobile, it's coming soon.
Okay, another announcement Carol gave me was rabies clinic is coming up March 22nd. That's a Saturday from 9 to 12 right here at the town office.
Very good.
It's for both dogs and cats.
And one other thing is, for those who didn't get the school board budget book, we have some copies on the desk right there for the ones that have not received it in the mail. I know that was a pretty good topic at our town meeting, so if you did not receive it, we do have some right up front here on the sign-in table. Any other?
There is a meeting tomorrow night at 6, I believe,
At the school?
at the school.
I think it might have got canceled.
Oh, did it?
Yeah. Well, lack of people showing up. I can't remember.
Okay, any other announcements? Dog registration
Chance to
license,
show up yet.
April 1st is a deadline. So make sure you folks, get out there and get your dogs registered. Again, deadline April 1st. Sign and review the orders. I have nothing for executive session. So, meeting is adjourned.